Hennythemoor over here at HTM Sports. How's everybody doing this fine Friday afternoon, man? I know it's the weekend kicking off. Everybody getting ready to live their lives to the fullest, all the other good stuff. So, hey, I just appreciate y'all for taking the time out today to come over and see what we had going on. In the building with me, man, I got my brother, my mentor, West Coast Cowboy. What's up? Hey, tell everybody what's up, brother.
What's up with you guys, man? It's your boy West Coast, man. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing, man? Shoot, man, we live in the building, man, ready to bring you guys your daily dose of cowboy content, man. So I hope you guys are having yourselves a blessed day, a blessed Friday. If your Friday, if your week has been crazy, don't trip because I'm tired of seeing all this bull crap about other. Like I'm tired of the Super Bowl, bro. Like I'm tired of I literally I'm gonna be all the way honest. Like I was my plan was to disappear until after the Super Bowl. Like that was literally my plan. I was just gonna be like, just keep hitting y'all with the, oh man, I'm busy. Oh well, yeah. What's cool? You can do a show today. Yeah. I'm gonna do a show later on today. I was literally just gonna milk this thing, keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm like, I have no interest, but I do say this. Them Super Bowl hats is fire, bro. Like the ones with the Arizona, that mess is fire. I ain't gonna lie. I would have loved to see the Cowboy logo in the middle of one of those, but whatever. That's here or there.
Yeah, it's disappointing not making a big dance, man. But there's still plenty of cowboy content going on. We had guys show up in their best Sunday morning fits to the NFL honors yesterday. We even had somebody win maybe the most prestigious award there. So we're actually gonna open with that. Then we're gonna segue into some free agency stuff and things along those lines.
Shoot,
So
okay. All right, well, shoot. Let me go through this SS real quick. Let me see if we up on Facebook. Okay, there we go. Man, we up on Facebook. What up, Facebook, YouTube? Okay, I see everybody. All right. What's up anymore? Can you can hear, you guys can hear Henny, right? You guys can hear him. Let me know on Facebook. He's what's up? Hey, let me know on Facebook if you guys can hear Henny. Somebody said they couldn't hear you. I just want to make sure you Gucci. And then I know we good on I know we good on YouTube. Hey John, let me know if we can. Bubba Jones, you a real one. Let me know if you can. Hey Henny, say something for me.
something.
Hey, let me know, Bubba. You a real one. Let me know, Bubba, if you can hear him. All right, and shout out to Travis over there on YouTube. Appreciate you, my boy. All right, Bubba says we're good. If Bubba say we good, we good. That means y'all need to go
All right, cool,
fix y'all ears or something.
cool.
But if Bubba say we good, we good. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, you guys already know whenever West Coast goes live, there's two things you guys must do. First thing you guys must do is you must hit that share button. No, I can't hear him on YouTube. Tony Montoya, hey, say something again real quick.
Something. Something going on with my stuff. Then if it's not picking up on
Nah,
YouTube.
yeah, Tommy. Well, Tommy, he just update. Just turn your headphones off and then turn them back on. You know it works sometime.
Let's see.
All right, Tyrone says he's seen him. He gonna turn him off and turn him back on, and we'll be good anyway. Why do that? Let's get it, Gucci. Jason Jesus. Hey, Jason Jesus. How is Jesus not a moderator? Like I'm slipping. All right, bam. All right, so yo, you guys already know whenever West Coast goes live, whenever Henny goes live, there's two things you guys must do. First thing you guys must do is you must hit that share button. So I need everybody right now, no matter where you're watching at right now, to hit that share button. All right, so let's get it. What up, Michael Elliott? I see you, boy. So yo, next thing I need you guys to do also is whenever West Coast and Henny go live, there's these things called stars. There's these things called super chat. I need you guys to hit them. Support the content, man. We're gonna give you guys about an hour and a half worth of content. And I need you guys to support it. You feel me? Make sure you guys hit that share button. Make sure you guys hit that star button. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here. As I say your name, I need you guys to hit the share button and then hit that star button. So let's go. What's up, Mike Jones? Mike Jones. Mike Jones. What up, boy? Hey, shout out to Jesus. Hey, listen to me, man. Shout out to my boy Jesus that slid us $10 on a super chiz ad. Appreciate you, boy. Also, shout out my boy Travis Eller with the $2 holla. Appreciate you. He says, thank you, West Coast, for all the info you give. You know what, Travis? I appreciate you for being a Cowboy fan that takes that information. Appreciate you, my boy. Jacoby says, bruh, should be Shannon Sharp set once he retires. Appreciate you, my boy. Booger. What's up, Booger? John Rios. What's up, John? Hola. What's up with you? Reginald, I see you, sir. Is that my OG Reginald that be buying tree from me? Oh no, that's the other Reginald. Okay, my bad. What's up, sir? And because I got an OG that be hey, Reginald that be buying tree from me. What's up with you? Mike Jones got Mike Jones. I got Shanika in the building. What's up with you, Miss Jones? It's a lot of Jones in the building. Brian, what's up, Brian Kite? He says, "Yo, West Coast, Henny in the house. Hear you, him." Michael Elliott, what's up? He says, "What's Gucci?" 1017. I see you, boy. Trina, man, what's up with you, man? I see you, boy. Jameson Taylor, what's up, boy? I see you, OG, triple OG. Tommy Montoya, the Montoya man, what's up, boy? I see you, sir. Hit that super chat button over there. Barry, what's up, sir? Oh, dick him down, what's up, boy? Marlon, I see you, sir. Hit that star button, Marlon. Appreciate you, sir. Buddha Jones, always with the real ones. Appreciate you. Casting Cowboy, what's up with you, Jameson Taylor? I see you over there. Hey, Henny, I know you got some important people over there on your page, man. Lock them, shout them out, my boy.
All right, so let me make sure. Can y'all hear me real quick? Just making sure that the audio working.
Yeah, you good.
All right, bet. Hey, shout out my kinfolk Brandon for liking the content, man. Shout out to Tommy Montoya for tapping in over here with me, man. There's a couple more folks watching, but I cannot see. Hey, Booger Presley, I appreciate you for saying what's up, brother. Let's see. Brenda Pay says, "Congratulations, Dak." Yeah, congratulations, Prescott. So yeah, we'll get into it. When more folks tap in and speak, then I'll shout them out. But yeah, let's jump right into it, man, because I'm really excited and disappointed all at the same damn time. Surrounding this stuff with Dak Prescott.
Yeah, man. And also, my boy Jameson Taylor said he's sitting in a dialysis waiting room right now, and he saw two people that had Dallas Cowboys shirts and pants on. That's absolutely amazing. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's on my heart, so I'm gonna do it real quick. If I'll pray for you. Hey, if you got a financial need, think about it. If you got a physical need, think about it. If you got a spiritual or mental need, think about it. Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you right now, Lord. Everybody that's on the sound of my voice, Lord, I ask you, Lord, you touch them and heal them, Lord, whether it be financially, physical, or mental, Lord. Touch them, Lord, and heal them. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Hey, if you agree, hey, saying amen does not make you a Christian. Don't even mean that you believe in Jesus, but what it does mean that you agree to what we praying on, man. So if you agree with that, make you say amen. And let's get to this content, man. You feel me? Because I know it's a lot of people that's watching our content from doctors' rooms and waiting rooms going in and all this craziness, man. So yeah, we talk cowboy content, but you guys understand what the ultimate message here. And Miss Cortez, I appreciate you with that big 1200 though. I seen you try to slide it in there like nobody gonna see it. I saw that. I appreciate you, Auntie. All right, let's go, man. Let's go. What y'all want to talk about? Shuri, Ellie, appreciate you, my boy. And Idol, appreciate you. Medea, appreciate you. All you guys, hit that share button, hit that star button. All right, let's go.
So yeah. Oh, also, hey, shout out to Joe Tranchina tapping in with me over here. Michael Lockhart, Tyrone Church, Eli. I appreciate y'all for showing love to HTM Sports. But yeah, man, let's talk about Dak Prescott winning the prestigious Walter Payton Man of the Year award. And so Dak Prescott actually has become the fourth Dallas Cowboy to win the award. If I'm not mistaken, it was Aikman, Emmett, and Witten before him. No, it was Staubach, Aikman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Staubach, Aikman, and Witten before him. He has become just the fourth Dallas Cowboy to ever win the award. And for people that are not familiar with the award, it's about what he does off the field, his charitable work. Like Dak Prescott, he always talk about fake fight finish. That is a that is a foundation that he formed to help battle cancer. As you all do know, his mother died during his college career while battling a form of cancer. So this is something that means a lot to him. He put in a lot of time and effort in doing that. He really actually has saved people's lives. Like they were giving testimony. Like he came in, paid for treatments, with help.
Hey, Henny, they're saying that you're a little low. Can you turn yourself up somewhere?
Let me see if I'm too low. Let me check on my whatchamacallit. How about now? Do people hear me now, or is it still
Yeah, you
low?
sound louder. You sound louder. You sound louder to me.
All right, cool. All right, so just in case, man, I'm gonna talk a little bit louder too. What I'm saying? Just in case I talk a little bit louder, So yeah, so like Dak Prescott really been out here saving people lives. You know, he's been out here fighting cancer in his spare time. But there are still people that are critical of Dak Prescott for that. Right? I'm still getting people talking about that's the only award he's going to ever win. Like they were saying crazy things like we don't care about that. We want Super Bowls, like all kinds of bullshit. Right? So Dak Prescott does not deserve the kind of hate that he gets, especially for something like this. Like this should be one of the proudest moments, for Dak Prescott. And there's still people out here openly ridiculing this quarterback, but he's literally fighting to save people's lives, fighting to stop cancer. Like this man could probably save the world, and people will still have something to say about it if it didn't accumulate, with Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl win.
Yeah, that's just kind of like the livelihood. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. As soon as I saw that Dak had won the award, I already knew they was about to get on that young man's head. And that's just because, man, like Cowboy fans, we really only, because I'm gonna tell you this right now. They would have, if Micah Parsons would have won Defensive Player of the Year, they would have did him the same way. You know what I'm saying? They have more love for Micah Parsons right now, but in essence, they would have did him the same way because the Cowboys, the Cowboy fans right now, man. And I mean, not saying I don't blame Cowboy fans, but I just think I definitely believe that Cowboys fans are overboard. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? I believe they're a little bit overboard, but you know, I've kind of accepted the fact now that like you just not gonna. If Dak ain't gonna win you over himself, then it's just not gonna happen, and it's like, I'm pretty sure that there was some, some fans of the Dolphins who were, who don't like Dan Marino, who maybe even think that he's the reason why they never won a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's just something that I think as Cowboy fans we just going to accept. I love the fact that Dak does his charitable work on the outside. That's always good. Just a staple of the type of person that he is. Salute to him. Salute to him in all his endeavors and things like that. But I mean, when it was announced that he won the award, I was already like, but that's about to for sure piss Cowboy fans off. And it's like this, man. If you didn't like Dak before the award just gave you another bullet on why you don't like him. And the crazy thing about it is, it's like he didn't even get to pick if he wanted to win the award. Somebody gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how you gonna get mad at somebody how you gonna get mad at Dak for someone giving him an award? Like he's just out here doing his thing like everybody else.
Right. And
so it's like, go ahead.
No, and this is the thing. Like I know people be upset, about the issues on the field, about us not winning and stuff. But like I feel like people that have been longtime fans, right? They put the 27 years of losing all on the current players. And when some of these guys have only been here 2 years, some of these guys have only been here 7 years, 6 years, things like that. So, like they are not the cumulative reason why we have not won in X amount of years. Like these guys, some of these guys weren't even alive the last time we won the Super Bowl. And they're out there playing, trying to make a name for themselves. So, like I didn't need people to calm down with these narratives and things like that. Like these people are human, right? These people are out there trying to win, trying to make a name for themselves, trying to have a long NFL career, and believe me, like they put in the work to be successful. But that's the thing about the NFL. Everybody does. That's why it's hard as hell to win a Super Bowl. That's why there's over a dozen teams that have never won a Super Bowl in their existence. So I get why people are frustrated because I want to win too. But like taking it out on one individual or a group of players that had nothing to do with the previous regime. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes with, a part of me just says too, it just comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? It comes with it. I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure if you had to ask Dak, he would have rather had a Super Bowl trophy. But he didn't win. They didn't win one as a team. So guess what? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just a recognition of what he did. So, but I like it. You know what I mean? It's always, if you can't get the team award, why not get some individual accolades, especially when you're using your own money and things to do these things. So it's like, this isn't like Dak Prescott, being the greatest teammate on the inside. This is stuff that he's doing out of his heart. So I think it's cool that the Cowboys recognize it. I didn't know that it was so prestigious as far as only 4 Cowboys winning it. over this amount of time, you know what I'm saying, which is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? So salute to him. I think it just, I think this is for him, for him, I think it makes him, makes him feel proud to know that his mother did a great job of raising him. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's a good thing. So if you're looking for a role model, on the personal aspect, that he definitely seems like he would be a good candidate for that. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and talk about this because I know Micah Parsons was also up for an award last night. He did not win. He did not win. He came in, from what it says like it sounds like he came in second place for
He was
defensive
second.
player of the year.
Right. Now, Michael Parsons was second in defensive player of the year voting. That's not the issue, right? Because we can all say, you know, we can all see why the Bosa Boy won it, right? He led the league in sacks. He played better down the stretch. He didn't have the stretches where he didn't have the pressures and the sack numbers, right? Like Michael Parsons did. My issue is, even though Michael Parsons finished second in Defensive Player of the Year voting, he did not receive a single first place vote, right? You had
Yeah.
guys like Hassan Reddick that received first place votes. And, guys,
You also got to
guys,
remember Hassan Reddick had that playoff game. I'm curious to know when Hassan Reddick got that vote, because remember he had that one playoff game. I think it was the first game versus the 49ers, where that food just went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
but this is the thing. Like, the voting was supposed to have been done week 17. So, like, you had to have your
Oh, and
balance
there's no way in hell he got a first. There's no way in hell he got one then.
Yeah, because these are all regular season awards. Just like MVP. Like, I knew that Patrick Mahomes was going to win MVP when they announced the All Pro teams, because he was first team All Pro over Jalen Hurts. The same 50 people that vote for the All Pro teams vote for the MVP. So
Yeah, and there's no way in hell there was no way in hell they were gonna make Patrick Mahomes an all pro and then turn around and give Jalen Hurts the MVP. That sounds
right.
dumb as hell. If you did that, that means that the MVP trophy is worthless.
Man, you know what? Offensive Player of the Year is getting like that too. Because I'll touch that in just a second. After we clear up this Michael Parsons shit. But yeah, man, like there's no way in hell some of these other guys should have got first place votes over Michael Parsons. I'm fine with him not winning the award, right? Because Nick Bosa in totality had a better season, right? He in totality, the man almost had 20 sacks, so I get it. But like Michael Parsons, even when he was not getting sacks, he had like 270 quarterback pressures or in hits. So like he was still doing a phenomenal job. He did enough to get at least a couple first place votes, in my opinion. Like I do not think, under any circumstances, do anybody think that Hassan Reddick is a better player than Michael Parsons, especially with what we asked Michael Parsons to do. This man has snaps at safety. He has snaps at cornerback. He has sacks at middle linebacker, outside linebacker, defensive end. So like Michael Parsons, we moved him all around. He was not just even like a guy that was a full-time pass rusher, right? So like he impacted the game in a number of ways, has more pass deflections, things like that, than these other guys. But he did not get the love of first place vote. I want to know how you feel about that.
I mean, this is my thing. I think the whole voting is trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like it, first off, a defensive player will never win MVP, league MVP.
Never.
Never. So it's like defensive players are already limited to one award.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive players have two awards they could win, because they could win the MVP and they could win offensive player of the year.
And even
But
that's janky.
But even that's janky, because every year they give the league MVP to a damn quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And then think about this: if you're the league MVP and you're a quarterback, one would think that you're the best offensive player in football.
Right.
So if you're the best offensive player in football, how do you not win
Offensive player of the year.
MVP and offensive? Like, look, the league MVP should be the offensive player of the year every year. It's just you should win both awards, both like not naturally.
Mm-hmm. But they
Just like
split it up.
like this. How would you go? What would you guys say if I told you that like not even told, like if they gave Bosa one? What's up? Hey, appreciate you, my boy Ted. Appreciate you, my boy Donald. Appreciate you, my boy Bubba. Like if a defensive player won MVP of the entire league, but then didn't win Defensive Player of the Year, you'd be like, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
How can you be the best player in the league and you're on defense, but not be the best defensive player? Like that within itself, like I'm gonna tell you, Justin Jefferson should not have won Offensive Player of the Year. It should have been Patrick Mahomes. He should have won both awards.
But they've done that multiple years at this point.
Because the
Remember,
MVP, because Henny, which MVP is higher? The MVP, the
yeah,
league MVP is the highest award you can win.
it is. And they've done this multiple times at this point. Because now what they really turned the offensive player of the year into, it's really it's really the MVP for non-quarterback offensive players now.
That's
Right?
why West Coast said, "What? Just give the quarterbacks their own award."
Mm-hmm. They should. Because listen, Justin Jefferson, he had a great year, but there's no way that he could be offensive player of the year and then you give MVP to another offensive player. So either he should have been offensive player of the year and MVP, or Patrick Mahomes should have been MVP and offensive player of the year. There should not be any in betweens about it because they both play on the same damn side of the ball, right? And listen, they've done this plenty of times. Derrick Henry was awarded offensive player of the year 1 year, and then I believe Aaron Rodgers won the MVP the same season, right? So you mean to tell me he is good enough to run for 2,000 yards, good enough to be offensive player of the year, but you're gonna turn around and give it to a quarterback for MVP when you did not even think the quarterback was the best offensive player in the league that year? So that makes no sense to me.
Yeah. And that's why I say, like, if you in a Purple Podcast, I'm not hating on Justin Jefferson. I'm just saying that that's impossible. That's utterly impossible.
Right. So listen, Purple Pocket Podcast. Like he won an offensive player of the year. Like, should he not have won MVP too? Said they're gonna do it like that. Or vice versa. That's the only thing we're saying. It's fine with him winning it, but it's just the way they do the awards is crazy to me. Like it makes no sense. Like how they voting for this. So all right, let's do it like this then, right? Let's say it was two players on your team, right? Let's say somehow Kirk Cousins was selected to the MVP, but they gave JJ the Offensive Player of the Year. Would that make any sort of sense to you? Right?
No.
It wouldn't make any sense because you would think if the MVP is an offensive player, they were the best offensive player in the league that year. If they're the most valuable player in the league, right? So the person that wins MVP, their offensive player should win Offensive Player of the Year as well.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes. I think he gets it, but he's just saying. But I mean, nobody, not trying to take no award from him, but I mean, just saying it just that the math behind that just doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's why I believe that they should just come up literally with an award for quarterbacks. Come up, just give a quarterback, give an award. Appreciate you, my boy, with the $5 super chat, Purple Podcast. They should just come out with the best. Like, I don't know, the Joe Montana best quarterback. They're not gonna say Troy Aikman, so I said Joe Montana because that's who they commonly see as the best quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
That he retired.
They're not gonna give Brady. They're not gonna have like Brady as the quarterback an award. They're not gonna do that. There's a lot of people that don't F with Brady like that. You know what I'm saying?
You got a point. Hey, Mike said the NFL should have awards like the NCAA. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because they might as well at this point have an award for the best linebacker, an award for the best wide receiver, an award for the best quarterback. Because like MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, that stuff is so slanted. Even Defensive Player of the Year, like there's so many good defensive players at any given time, and we only ever show love to one of them during the course of the season. Like only one defensive player can win Defensive Player of the Year. And generally it's a damn pass rusher. Like you have to have a monster season to win Defensive Player of the Year as a cornerback or a safety.
X. And then think about this, like, keep it real. I mean, for the NFL awards, why don't they just give an award for every position, bro? Like, why? I mean, why not? Like, think about this. You could literally have like the quarterback, you could have like sub awards, like a sub award where you make like the NFL the NFL, the starting NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the start, you know what I'm saying? And like you give an award for the best quarterback. Who's the best running back?
It
You know what I'm
makes
saying?
too
The
much
best
sense. Yeah.
safety. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledge all of them, bro. Why not? What do you have to lose? The NFL likes content anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real talk. Real talk. All right, so we covered that for about 25 minutes. Let's talk about free agency. And I know a lot of people are getting into draft talk and shit like that. But like I'm a guy that like to do things in chronological order. And when I say chronological, I mean like in the order that it comes. Like
Facts.
all y'all were in school, when we used to have to solve math problems, they had PEMDAS, right? Parentheses, equation, all that other shit. It's the order you have to operate and do things in order to come up with the right answer. So like I know a lot of people are jumping right into draft content, but free agency comes first. Like free agency is going to be here like in March. Like free agency literally starts like a month from now, right? So like it's time to look at who should be retained, who should be brought in, all the other things to improve our team. So we're gonna cover that real quick.
Let's get it. Hey, and real quick, for all the people that keep saying, "Oh, did Dak Prescott win an award for throwing the most interceptions?"
Y'all, you motherfuckers, we are talking about.
And I know for real. Like, listen to me, man. Listen, Matthew Stafford did. Matthew Stafford won an award for throwing the most interceptions. You know what it was? A Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah, like interceptions are one of the most overrated ways of gauging if a quarterback is playing well. Because remember, y'all love Tony Romo, and the best statistical season of Tony Romo's career, he threw 19 interceptions in 2007 when he had Terrell Owens, right? He threw all those touchdowns. He threw down 20 picks. But y'all love Romo. Y'all were beating your chest. Matter of fact, he had a game that year. He threw 5 interceptions, and y'all brushed it on the rug because we still won, right? So like y'all pick and choose when these interceptions matter. Y'all did not mention interceptions any other year of Dak Prescott's career because you couldn't, right? Dak
Mm-hmm.
Prescott has one of the best touchdown to interception ratios in NFL history. He's top 10 in that area. The man literally has thrown over 100 more touchdowns than interceptions, right? So y'all
Mm-hmm.
just y'all stop. Y'all love kicking folks when they're down. Like y'all love kicking folks when they
And,
have a bad
and I'm
season.
gonna keep it real with y'all, man. Dak ain't down. Y'all down. What are you talking about? Dak
Y'all
was
way
Austin Miles yesterday. Like, listen to me. You guys are just whining. You're whining because you lost in the second round of the playoffs. Like, and guess what? You sound like spoiled children. Go sit down somewhere. Like, that's just life, bruh. It's life. We didn't listen to me. We didn't stop the run and we didn't run the damn ball. You guys, a lot of y'all, and I'm gonna tell you guys, a lot of you guys are the reason why we lost anyway. Because a lot of the stuff that I was telling you guys that you was wrong, you weren't trying to hear it anyway. Like you weren't even trying to hear it anyway. So now you want to sit back and complain and all this other stuff. Like your quarterback didn't play in the preseason. We complained about that. He got hurt, came back on that thumb. He also had 7 interceptions out of those 15 that were actually touched by other players. That
right.
physically means that out of 15 of his interceptions, 7 of those interceptions actually touched someone's hands before they went into the other person's hands. Now, I know you guys are going to say, hey, and I guess, listen, Mike, you absolutely right. He says living on deaf ears. You know what, Mike? Mike says it the best. Mike said that was the best comment I've heard on the subject. You want to know why? Because you're absolutely right. The people who have already made the conscious decisions that they don't like Dak or they don't this or that Dak, that's just not going to change, man. So it's like there's enough people in the world that understand what Dak is. It's just that the people who say dumb stuff, their comments just seem bigger on my screen. That's just what it is. But there is actually less people that actually feel that way. That you know what I'm saying? And less people in the NFL feels that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Listen,
Joseph says should have an award for the most nonsense comments. You crazy.
yeah, cause listen, CD Lamb been on a damn press tour right now. Like he been fitting his quarterback and he been asking for more wide receiver help. Well, he did not use the word wide receiver. He said more weapons. Right. So he been campaigning, for the front office to actually go out and spend in free agency, what we're finna talk about. So, like CD Lamb doesn't feel that way about Dak Prescott. So, like, why should y'all? Like, he's the one that actually got to catch the balls from the man. If there was an issue, because we've seen plenty of wide receivers throw their quarterbacks under the bus. If there was an issue, like he would say so. So,
Mm-hmm.
so let's get into the draft content. So, signing your in-house free agents, that's important. That just as important as bringing in better guys, right? Because you keep the good guys that are already on your team. You do not have to fill an extra hole. That's something we did not do this offseason. We traded away Amari Cooper for a bag of peanuts, and, and a stale pretzel. So we added a hole we did not need to add for a guy that was already under contract. So I got our 4 top free agents, right, in terms of market value and need. Dalton Schultz, Dante Fowler, Tony Pollard, Donovan Wilson. My math is off today. There's five, and Terrence Steele. Right. Out of those 5 players, like which ones do you think we should keep? I also, like I said, I have their market values according to some of these sites that I'm looking at, and I'm gonna get your opinion on it. So right now, Dalton Schultz has a market value valued at $15.1 million annually.
Okay.
All right. Dante Fowler has a market value valued at $7 million a year. Tony Pollard's market value is considered to be $9 million. They did not actually have a market value posted for Terrence Steele or Donovan Wilson. However, I did find some interesting shit for Donovan Wilson, right?
Shoot.
So he made annually $661,000 a year annually on his contract, right? So over the cap valuation for his 2022 season said that he played at a market level of $7.6 million a year, meaning that he outperformed his contract right now by almost $7 million annually.
Yeah.
So like you cannot say or even ask this man to come back on a cheaper contract because you got over $7 million more than what you paid for, according to how he played, compared to the rest of the players around the league. Like guys that gave this level of production made around that much money a year.
Yeah. I mean, that's good, man. Go ahead.
So Tony Pollard, let's start there because he's the guy that people have been talking about. Is going to probably get franchise tagged.
Facts.
My thing about this, why? Right? Because honestly, he has a market value of $9 million. Technically, by paying him the franchise tag, you are going to be giving him more money than his actual market value is set at. So when you actually think about that and the inability to manipulate the franchise tag to clear cap space, like that $10 million is going to be completely guaranteed for a 1-year deal. When you can sign this man to a multi-year contract, still give him around his market value in money per year, and have a nice team-friendly cap hit the first year or two. So like it makes more sense to give Tony Pollard a 3-year, $27 million contract, which is right at the $9 million a year. And he'll probably play at like $3 million this year, $4 million this year because of the signing bonus.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, like on my video, that was kind of like one of my first videos. I said I would either put him on I could see the positives in putting him on the franchise tag, and I could see the positive on giving him a deal. The positive on putting him on the franchise tag is you're not tied to him if it's a real if he can't return to the player that you want him to be or expect him to be before the injury, you can't you're not stuck with him. You know what I'm saying? But that would be the only reason why I would put him on the franchise tag. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, a contract, and that was crazy because when the very first show I did with Law Nation, that was one of the conversations that he asked me. And I actually told him, I said, I would probably, if you didn't have a problem signing Michael Gallup and you gave Michael Gallup that money, who had a worse injury, and who, you know what I mean? And you gave him more, you know what I'm saying? I don't see why the Cowboys would be afraid to do him the same way. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this, like, not to talk about the draft, and I'm not going to talk about the draft at all. What I think what you do with Tony Pollard is going to determine, like, if the Cowboys go for a Bijan Robinson or one of these names in the running backs classes, because if you sign Tony Pollard, man, to a 3-year contract, that also means that you're okay with him being not the guy this year. You know what I'm saying? Because that has to be built into it. That's
Right.
also part of the reason why I'm kind of scared on giving him the franchise tag. Like, I'm okay with giving him the franchise tag because I don't know. But at the same time, you got to know that he's not going to, like, we got to be fools to think that he's going to play 17 games. I don't believe he's going to play 17 games.
Mm-mm.
And even if he does actually play 17 games, how many games of those 17 games will he actually look like Tony Pollard? How long does that take? So
Right.
so it's like, for right now, if you want Tony Pollard, I think you just sign him, bro, and you let him. Because I mean, I don't think he might not be Tony Pollard this year, but I don't see why he can't be Tony Pollard a year from now.
Right. And then when you're talking about it, it was just a broken bone, right? So you
Yeah,
can expect him to probably be Tony Pollard by mid-season if it's not at the beginning of the season. It's because like when you tear your ACL, you rupture your Achilles and shit like that. That's what takes forever to come back from. That's usually when your guy's not the same coming into the following season. Hell, Dak Prescott broke his leg and threw 37 touchdowns. Right. So like it's not really the same in terms of a bone healing and ligament damage. Like healing those ligaments is different from trying to recuperate from a broken bone. I can tell you from experience. Like I was in a bad car wreck, right? They say because I was unconscious for all of this, right? They say before I went to surgery, my leg was spun around at a 180-degree angle,
damn.
right? How bad my leg was broken. But like they did the surgery, I healed up, I rehabbed, I was back hooping in a couple months.
Mm.
So like in terms of me tearing my ACL, right? I tore my ACL, try to bounce back from that. Like I still have issues out of that league sometimes.
Mm.
So like healing up from a bone and healing up from ligament damage is completely different. That's why people used to break their legs and shake back, and then people used to look at ACL injuries as season enders, as career threatening. I mean, before sports science elevated. So yeah, I think that giving him a long term deal just based off the kind of injury that he had is not crazy, right? Because we seen what he is when he's healthy. He'll probably be healthy at the around the quarter halfway mark through the season, right, and be looking like himself. I know, like they said, he'll be ready by training camp, but I don't think I don't think that he'll be Tony Pollard. But at the same time, I don't think that there'll be that big of a gap between what he was and what he is that there will with Michael Gallup, because Michael Gallup does not look like the guy we signed at all.
Yeah, and a running back is going to a running back is being asked to be way more explosive than a wide receiver, and you know what I'm saying. So that's my only either way, I think Tony Pollard is going to be on this team in 2023. I think that's going to be a guarantee. I think he's going to be on this team in 2023. I think a lot of you guys want to talk kind of about Ezekiel Elliott and what y'all want to what do you think the Cowboys are going to do with Ezekiel Elliott? Let's go ahead and touch on that for a little bit. I actually dropped a video yesterday on if the Cowboys with franchise tag Tony Pollard, and I did over 10,000 views. So I know a lot of you guys have supported that, watched that. So you guys already know my views on Tony Pollard and if the Cowboys need to re-sign him. So let's talk about Ezekiel Elliott, man.
Let's talk about Zeke, because I love Zeke. I love what he does for the team. He did have 12 rushing touchdowns this year, which was third in the entire NFL, right? And you know what? Because we are moving to a very run-oriented offense, in terms of what Brian Schottenheimer likes to run, I think you will need a good stable of running backs, right? You'll need Tony Pollard, especially if Tony Pollard is not going to be completely healthy to start the year. You'll need Ezekiel Elliott to carry some of that workload anyway, right? He already has been running behind this same offensive line now for several years, right? He has rapport with them. He's a leader in the locker room, and he's already like, and you can get him for cheap, man. You can get him back on a team friendly deal. Like I don't think that it'll be like a full on pay cut, but you can restructure his contract where everybody will be happy, right? So, because listen, if you get rid of Ezekiel Elliott, you'll still have to sign Tony Pollard, and then you'll still have to find somebody to replace Ezekiel Elliott. So it's
And you
not
still have to and you still have to pay him $6.5 million.
right, because you can only get out from underneath $10 million. right? So Ezekiel Elliott is willing to give you sort of a discount, to help with the cap hit, and you can still keep his services because the man still was a 12 touch. He still got 12 touchdowns. He still would have been 1,000-yard rusher had he not been injured. So I think there is a room for Ezekiel Elliott, especially when you know that he played with a pass-happy offensive coordinator the past 4 years.
Facts. And we also got, you got a pen or something in your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what it keeps spiking every time you do it. He says NFL doesn't care about your feelings, but when you can bring it to the table. Yeah, I mean, the NFL doesn't care about your feelings, but I mean, I'm going to tell you what fans also don't. Cowboy fans don't care about reality. Like when I hear Cowboy fans saying, get rid of this guy, this is what I'm going to ask you guys. If you're being serious and you're talking about real football, you're only going to say get rid of someone if you have a solution on how you're going to replace his production. So if you want to get rid of Dak Prescott, I'm all for hearing it. I just want to know, how are we going to eat that $98 million that we're going to get hit for? And then on top of that, how are you then going to replace his production? If you can find that, listen to me. I'm all ears for it. I'm always for switching people out. If we can get better, why not get better? I know you guys say that Dak Prescott isn't Patrick Mahomes, but if y'all want to go get Patrick Mahomes, you guys give me a plan on how we can get him. You know what I'm saying? If it's realistic, then let's go do it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's realistic. You know what I'm saying? So some of y'all might just be complaining just to be complaining, just to be complaining. You know what I'm saying? He says,
hey, let me add on to that too, because Chris Carter was talking about, like, he was going through like contract negotiations and stuff, and they used to come back and tell him, well, we like you, Chris, but you're not this person, this person, this person. And Chris said, all right, cool. Well, are those people available? They said, well, no. He said, all right, well, I'm that for you. like pretty much saying, like, this is the best you are going to get. Dak Prescott is the best quarterback you are going to get right now. And you know what? Let's spin this around for Ezekiel Elliott. Like this, like if we get rid of Ezekiel Elliott, it would be almost the same thing as the Amari Cooper thing, right? Because Tony Pollard would move forward and he would be running back one, right, in name. But then who's running back two? Who's gonna take over Tony Pollard's production, right? Who's gonna take over the running back two production from Ezekiel Elliott? So do you guys think Malik Davis can give you 800 yards and 12 touchdowns?
And don't forget, 9 of those touchdowns came in in 9 straight games. He gave you a touchdown. I hope y'all got that betting pass. Y'all just mad. Y'all just mad because Tony Pollard about to get that money like Big Bang Bambi. That's what y'all mad about, man. And I'm telling you, when folks get that money, man, folks start acting real weird and starting all crazy, man. But I'm gonna tell you this right here: Cowboys aren't adding. They're not adding. No, they're not adding. I don't think they're gonna add another guy in the running back room to pay. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I think, and you got to see it like this. Cowboy fans, do we really want to try all these experimental things after you lost in the second round of the playoffs? Like, you know what I'm saying? We like these things that you guys are saying are like staple points of your offense, right? So it's like changing those things out is going to be a major change. And I'm going to tell you this right here. The running back position is already devalued around the NFL as a whole. You know what I'm saying? It's already devalued. And this season, this is going to be a year where there's going to be a ton of free agent running backs available. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to eat money on Zeke, then to have to go sign somebody else, that's dumb. You'll probably end up spending, when it's all set, because think about this, Henny. Like, if you save $10 million, like say you cut Zeke, right? You save $10 million, but you still got to pay him $6 million, right? But then you still got to turn around and go sign somebody, right? So then you got to pay someone, and then to get someone who is as good as Zeke, it's going to cost you at least $5 to $6 million a year, right? So then you sign another guy who you don't know can be Zeke, hoping that he can be Zeke for like $5 to $6 million, right? So theoretically, you have then you only end up saving like $4 million, $3 million. And think about this: you're still paying a guy less than what you're paying Zeke to not be on your team. Like it doesn't make sense. And I'm gonna tell you guys, these contracts are designed to do that. They're designed to do that. That's like, y'all can get mad, but the Cowboys signed it. Like, These contracts are designed to do that.
Very true. Because it gives players some security, right? Now they don't want you, they can still find a way to get out from underneath it. You know, they have outs and contracts and things like that. But it is structured in a way where yes, they can get rid of you, but they still will have to pay to go and find your replacement. So
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is in that regard. But we already sat here on the show. We talked with Okoye, and like he pretty much broke it down for us with Brian Schottenheimer. You're gonna see a bunch of heavy sets. You're gonna see some six lineman sets. They're gonna run the hell out the ball. They're gonna run the ball to set up play action and take shots over the top. And in order to do that, you need running backs. With the amount of time you're going to run these guys into the ground, you're going to need probably 2 or 3 running backs at that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Tyrone Church. Hey, Tyrone, that's the way you're supposed to be looking at it. Tyrone Church just said it. This is the way West Coast looks at it. He says they got a number to pay their whole running back group, and that's how it is. They're not when the Cowboys, they're going to look at the entire running back room and they're going to say, okay, we want to pay X amount of dollars for the entire running back room. We don't care who it gets it and whoever, you know what I'm saying? We don't care this person gets it, that person gets it, but that's where it's supposed to be. That's exactly how it's supposed to how it's supposed to be said. And I think the Cowboys are okay with having 2 running backs making $9 to $10 million. I think they're okay with it because think about this: they're okay with it at the wide receiver room. Michael Gallup's going to make $16 million this year. CeeDee Lamb is going to make some amount of money at some point.
Hey, real
quick.
And
think about this. And they were okay with trading for Brandon Cooks, who's making $18 million. So the Cowboys are definitely okay. Shout out Joseph with the 500 stars. Cowboys are definitely okay with having 2 run. They're okay with that. And it won't hurt their salary cap. Go ahead.
No, I was going to answer Joe real quick. He said, if a team offer you a first round pick for Zeke, would you do it? I would, but no team is going to offer me a first round pick for Ezekiel Elliott due to the running back market.
Wait. Right? Where time out? Because I ain't just auctioning Zeke off like that. Where in the first round? Because a first round pick in like pick 26? No.
I mean, pick 20. Pick 26. So
yeah, we already picked 26. Pick 24? No. Because you guys got to think, even if you trade Zeke, you still got to. Then you're gonna have to eat some money too. You know what I'm saying? So you'd have to let me know first because there's some clauses in there too. I just wouldn't for any first round pick. No, for any first round pick, because if we trade Ezekiel Elliott for a first round pick and we go get, I don't know, man. I like Tyler Smith, but just imagine if you would have traded Zeke and got Tyler Smith. Would you be okay? Would you be happy right now?
No, probably not.
Probably not. Probably not.
I'm trying to think about
you wouldn't be. People say, yes, he's the tackle of our generation. Yeah, okay. When he gets there, let me know. But I remember week 7. I remember the last playoff game. I wanted Tyron Smith to go back over. Listen, we about to do a abrupt subject change. We about to talk about Tyron Smith. There's no way in hell I did all that last year to get 3 games out of Tyron Smith, and then y'all let him walk because y'all mad. No. Tyron Smith owes me a year. That big mother owes me a year, bruh.
Well, this is the thing. Like, they already said they want him and Peters back if Peters does not want to retire.
I'm about to say, bro, there's no way in hell I went through all of that to get 2-3 games out of him. No, absolutely not.
Well,
absolutely not, bro.
Let's be nice to OG Tyron, man. We got 5. We got 3 regular season and 2 playoff games out of him.
He says we traded Amari for a 5th, Zeke for a 1st. No, we traded Amari Cooper for a 5th because we were dumb. Not because that's what they were offering him. That made no sense, Tyler. Because we got to remember, we traded to get Amari Cooper for a first round pick. Yeah, so Tyler, explain to me how it made sense that we gave up Amari Cooper for a 5th round pick when we had just traded for him 18 months ago for a first round pick. No, Tyler, that made no financial sense. We were dumb on that. The whole NFL laughed at us when we did that.
Yeah, he said he's basically saying like comparatively, like,
but you can't even compare it because it was the Cowboys. The Cowboys were literally just trying to get rid of. And I'm gonna tell you, think about this. No running back is getting no first round pick. Why would you trade for? Can I ask you a question? Why would you trade for any running back right this year? You have Jamal Williams, who led the NFL in rushing touchdowns, free agent. Saquon Barkley, free agent.
Josh Jacobs led the league in
Josh
rushing as a free
Jacobs
agent.
led the league in rushing, free agent.
Our
Why would
guy
you?
Tony Pollard is a free
Tony
agent right
Pollard
now.
is a free agent. It makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense to trade for Zeke. You have so many guys that are free agents that you could just flat out sign. You know what I'm saying? So no team would even trade for it. Honestly, it's not even Zeke. No team would trade for any running back with those running backs available. You could just sign one of those guys.
Right. You know, we entertained it because the question was asked, but like nobody's giving a first round pick for Ezekiel Elliott. Like there's nobody. Listen,
For any running back,
like Josh Jacobs is the best, with the best running back in the league this year. Like when you look at his overall statistics, he is unemployed.
Yep. So they declined his 5th-year option, didn't they?
Yeah, people don't even value running back position to give.
They didn't even take his 5th-year option. Like, Josh Jacobs could still be under contract right now with the Raiders, and they declined the 5th-year option. And that boy ran crazy. Good for him.
Yes, my boy had 1,600 yards, man.
Good for him.
And chunked the boys and deuce.
Good for them.
Real talk. So yeah, well, we entertained the question because it was asked, but like we don't realistically think that a running back is going to get a first round pick.
Not no running back.
Nah, because you got to think about it. Like Derrick Henry probably couldn't go for a first round pick at this point.
Yeah, no, he couldn't. Yeah, exactly. Who's the best running back? Think about this, bro. Jonathan Taylor, who was supposed to be the best running back in football, I guess he had a down year. Nobody's giving him. They're not going to trade in Jonathan Taylor for no first round pick.
Damn, Joe said that there's rumor that I must have talked that up because he said there's rumor that Derrick Henry could be getting released.
I mean, I could see it. I could definitely see it because I feel like the Tennessee Titans are definitely going in a different direction. They look like they're going to one of these pass-happy offenses. Why? Because I'm going to tell you why these organizations love pass-happy offenses, because even if you don't make it to the playoffs, you sell tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to think, a team that's bad but scores a lot of points, fans will at least come out and watch that. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be bad and not scoring no points because fans want to see touchdowns. I think the Cowboys need to keep the running back room the exact same way it was last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is this. You didn't even get usage out of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you didn't. Why? Because West Coast was wearing hats that said run the damn ball on them all year. You know what I'm saying? So they obviously weren't doing that, or he wouldn't have had the shirts. I mean, wouldn't have had the hats.
Also, this is unrelated, but Derrick Henry did receive 1 MVP vote, so hats out to him for that. Until we brought him up. I'm so proud of Dak. Glad he won the award last night. Hell no, he ain't. They need to sign Pollard back for sure. Yeah, definitely. Like Pollard's going to be instrumental for the season going forward, right? Because we already talked about that. And since we're running a West Coast offense, we actually will see Tony Pollard get to catch the ball more.
Yeah,
right. That's why I call it no handoff.
Also, I'm gonna tell you something else about that injury. The fibula is a very easy injury to heal, but it's also like a collarbone. It's a very easy injury to re-injure. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can guarantee you this right now, until they know for a fact that he's good, he's not taking. He don't run on the inside anyway, but he's for sure not running on the inside. Anything that Tony Pollard does right now, when he does come back, is going to be on the outsides. They're not going to let him do anything on the inside. And I can guarantee you, they're not even going to touch pass blocking this year. It doesn't even make no sense. Like, if Tony Pollard was pass blocking 12 times a game, he's going to be blocking 3 times a game now, for sure.
I mean, he wasn't good at it when he was healthy, so I wouldn't put him in that predicament.
But think about this: if you sign him on a franchise tag, then you only want to use him for what you signed him for. You know what I mean? Like, if Tony Pollard comes back on a franchise, when he comes back this year, if he's good and ready to go, I'm only trying to see him do what I know he can do, especially back on his first year. Remember when Michael Gallup came back? I said, listen, I'm all for him back. He's back. I'm not going to wish no ill will on him, but I do believe that there are certain things that he should not be doing. And remember, landlord, we was saying like, yo, anything that's a fast breaking route, let somebody else do that, bruh. Let somebody else do that. All them stop routes and all that stuff where you got to break. Let another guy do that. Why? Right. Because he don't need that quick titch right now. You know what I'm saying? Let him elongated routes, fade routes. He can even do jump balls because you can jump off. You can jump. But what you don't want him doing is having to aggressively stop and turn or stop and come back around, because that's those unnatural movements. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, for me, I would love to see in a perfect world, honestly, is for the Dallas Cowboys to come into this and allow Malik Davis and Zeke to do their thing. Then as Tony Pollard come in, bring him in more, fade a Malik Davis out less.
And that would be, the best thing to do from a physical
And
standpoint.
hold up real quick. Can I ask you a question, Doug Dawes? How did Zeke look terrible with 12 touchdowns in 9 straight games with a touchdown? I want to know that. Peter Rizzo, I'm ashamed you like that comment. Listen, we got 6 months, man. I got 6 months to entertain all the foolishness in the comment, man. I'm not going to entertain it all the time, but I want to know, how does someone look falling off? And then Peter, Dugdale. I'm going to ask you, if he lost his vision, don't you think Tony Pollard lost his vision? Because I want to know right now, Ty Dugdale, I want you to Google right now, when was the last time Tony Pollard scored a rushing touchdown? I want you to score that. I want you to Google that right now. I want you to Google, when was the last time? Because I feel like you guys just don't give a damn about touchdowns no more. Like, they're just not as important. Like, that's why I'm so happy Kellen Moore's out of here. You want to know why? Because Kellen Moore actually got y'all thinking that yards matter. Bro, don't nobody give a damn about no yards, bruh. Don't nobody think about this. For the funny thing about it is, think about this. Zeke only played 14 games last year. 15 games last year, my bad. Only played 15 games. He says, when was the last time you watched a game and Zeke popped off? I don't know, that Tampa Bay Buck game.
So, yeah, like all the running backs had issues down the stretch.
Question, I'm sorry to cut you off, Ty. When was the last time you seen Tony Pollard pop off?
I'm finna get into that.
Tony Pollard only had, in the last 5 games, he had 212 yards. So when was the last, Ty Dugdale, when was the last time you seen Tony Pollard pop off? Go ahead, Henry.
Nah, because I was going to say,
I'm gonna wait for you.
These are Tony Pollard's numbers from December the 11th onwards. All right.
Hold up, Ty. This is for you. Go ahead.
All right. 10 carries, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. All right. 19 carries, 75 yards, no touchdowns. Philadelphia, 9 carries, 19 yards, no touchdown.
What did Zeke do against Philly?
I had to look. I got to go to his page. Washington, 7 carries, 19 yards, no touchdown.
Wait, time out. So you telling me Tony Pollard had 2 games where he rushed for less than 20 yards in a game?
Well, he had more games than that. Because if you go back to week 1, Tony Pollard only had 8 yards.
And let me kill this narrative real quick too that says that Tony Pollard would get to the goal line and they would bring in Zeke. I remember a game where they gave Tony Pollard, first off, if you say stuff like that, I know for a fact you didn't watch a lot of Cowboy games last year. Because if you did, you would have seen Tony Pollard getting stopped at the goal line. You would have also saw that game where Tony Pollard got stopped on 1st down and on 2nd down on the goal line. And what did they do on 3rd and 2? Brought in Zeke. And what did he do? Walk into the end zone. So yeah, that I can tell how much y'all actually watching these games. Go ahead.
Nah, because like he had plenty of games where he failed to reach, 20 yards.
Corey says we're cherry picking. Corey, we're not cherry picking. We're looking at the last 5 games. What are you talking about? We're looking at the last 5 games for both guys. And I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. My argument is not that Zeke is better than Tony, and that Tony's better than Zeke. I'm gonna tell you what my argument is. They were both getting bent over and screwed by Kellen Moore. That's my point here. Yeah, I don't think Zeke is washed up. I also don't think that Tony Pollard is a one-trick pony. But guess what? Under Kellen Moore, Zeke looked washed up, and Tony Pollard looks like a one-trick pony. I'm just keeping it real with you. And that's the reason why Tony Pollard was not busting the way he was busting toward the end of the season. You want to know why? Because the NFL had figured that shit out. See, that's what y'all don't understand, man. Your favorite players aren't getting hated on. There's guys that are actually getting paid to watch film that are betting their mortgage and their kids' college funds that they can stop that. There's a reason why Tony Pollard only had 1 game over 100 yards. But remember, he's supposed to be bussing. I'm gonna question for all the bussing and all the stuff that we did with Tony Pollard. Why we didn't see no 120, 130-yard games? Why?
Well, he had
Why
more.
is it? Why was there games where Tony Pollard would have a 40-yard run and then we get 3 more carries after that? Why? Why is that? I don't know. Maybe because the guy we fired. I don't know.
Yeah, because this is not an attack on Tony Pollard. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like none of the running backs got off towards the end of the season, right? Because Tony Pollard did not have a 100-yard rushing game since November, right? Because he's supposed to be the most explosive player that we have. But the way that we were running the offense, like these guys were not getting enough carries to be productive. The only reason Tony Pollard was able to have 100-yard rushing games is because he's running 4-3. He was able to escape some people, right? Ezekiel Elliott, he's not getting his 20 plus carries. Tony Pollard only got over 20 carries once this entire season. So it's not an attack on these guys. We're just pretty much saying that need a running back was properly used, and then when you factor in the fact that we had a injury to our best run blocking offensive lineman in Terrence Steele, right? Then that can explain why both of these running backs struggled down the stretch. And that's all that I am saying in that regard, right? I'm not going to crucify Tony Pollard, and I'm not going to crucify Ezekiel Elliott, because apparently the Dallas Cowboys don't think they're the problem. They don't think anybody on the offense was the problem. That's why they fired the offensive
Yep.
coordinator.
Yep.
So I am willing. Everybody was on this team and struggled at one point. I am willing to give them another chance
Hey, real
under a
quick.
new
Hey,
offensive
real
coordinator.
quick. Real quick. Not to cut you off. Ty says he's watched every game. I'm not the only one saying it. It's clear and obvious that Zeke is struggling. You're right. You're right. That's why they fired Kellen Moore. Your whole offense was struggling. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. He's right though, right, Henny?
Yeah, like he's right.
You're
Ezekiel Elliott
absolutely
did
right.
struggle, but
You're absolutely right.
we're
You're
also
absolutely
trying to
right.
say that Tony Pollard also struggled. So it's not
Tony
like that.
Pollard was struggling too. And then think about this. Malik Davis, the guy that y'all wanted to run the ball, he didn't even give him the ball, bruh. Kellen Moore gave him the ball 0 times versus the 49ers. Tony Pollard got hurt with 4 carries. See, I need you guys for 1 year to stop trusting yourself and trust West Coast. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I've been right way more than most of y'all. And it's all good. I'm supposed to. This is how I pay my mortgage.
Danilo, hold on. They just said some crazy shit. He said
What?
He would trade. He said Zach. I don't know. You know who that is with Justin
Man,
Fields.
don't. If it's obviously stupid, don't. I just don't like. Cause bro, these folks be like, you inbox this dude and he be like, oh man, I'm 14. You be like, what? Like, don't. You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff don't make sense. The Zeke conversation made sense to talk about because that's what we're talking about it. But like that doesn't. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Listen to me. Kellen Moore was bad. That's why. I'm gonna tell you. Kellen Moore was so bad. Amari Cooper had 800 yards. Then he went to Cleveland, played for 3 different quarterbacks, and had 1,100 yards. So guess what? This is what we're gonna hope. We're gonna hope that the exact same thing y'all felt about Amari Cooper was true about Zeke. That guess what? Oh my God, he's falling off. But then guess what? He went to a new situation, and guess what? Amari Cooper's a 1,100-yard receiver, damn near a Pro Bowler. Yes. So guess what? That's what we're going to, and that's what we know. You want to know why? Because it's hard to fall off with 12 touchdowns. Like I'm just sorry. It's hard to fall off in the NFL with 12 touchdowns.
So
like name me. Listen to me. If you can name me, I want you guys to disprove my point. Name me a bad running back who has 10 plus rushing touchdowns in the NFL right now. Who's not a good running back? Name me one.
Sure,
You're not going to, bro. You're not going to. All right, next subject. Go ahead.
No, because we spent a lot of time on there. Let's talk about some outside guys that we are targeting or should target. Because the 2 guys on my list are Deron Payne, who is the defensive tackle from the Washington Condoms, and DJ Chark, who just played in Detroit this last season, right? And he's a wide receiver. So I'm going to tell you why I want both of these players, and I'm going to tell you, why the Dallas Cowboys may or may not do it. So for Deron Payne, Like what has been our biggest issue, right, on defense? Because we can sack the quarterback, we can get interceptions, we can cause turnovers. What is the one Achilles heel in regards to our defense?
Stopping the run.
Stopping the run. So the run pain. He is a very big defensive tackle, 6'2", 320 pounds, right? Now, while he can apply pressure in the passing game, right? While he can apply pressure and he can get sacks on his own and things like that, like he is still a great player in run support, right? Now, this year was one of his worst years against the run. I will say that to be very transparent, right? But this guy has graded out good, against the run for a majority of his career.
Yeah, he ain't costing no $20 million either.
Now, listen, the tag
Not
for
no
the
not
tag
no
is
D tackle.
the tag for defensive tackle is only like $18 million.
Yeah.
So like he is like one of the highest graded, and he does like have the highest market value. However, like odds of him getting that for somebody is still
At the
still hard to
defensive
say.
tackle position,
It's still hard to
that's
say.
not named Aaron Donald.
Yeah, it'll be hard for
That's
him to
not
get
even
one.
getting and you didn't even, I'm pretty sure he didn't get like no votes for defensive player of the year. It's gonna be hard for him to get $20 million this year.
Nah, he ain't gonna get 20 million. That's not even the market value for defensive tackles this year. So I don't think he'll get 20. And then let's see. He had the best season of his career sack wise. He had 11 and a half sacks. But like I can't just base, paying a guy $20 million based off of one season.
Especially not a defensive tackle because defensive tackles don't even get a lot of sacks in most systems.
Because he wouldn't be getting a bunch of sacks in our system.
No, he wouldn't.
Right. So we're signing a guy to be, our 3-down defensive tackle. You do not have to take him off the field when it's time to rush the passer, right? But he is very good against the run when given the opportunity. So, I would go out of the way to sign him because he's still young. He's a guy that's a former first round pick. He played under Nick Saban, right? He's played championship level football in his past. So, he's been well coached, has a high motor. Like all the cliches you usually say about a good player, like he fits that shit.
Mm.
Like he
Yeah, I
fits.
mean, I like it too, because it's like, you bring out Washington, we've been able to beat them, but you also get to diminish them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? By taking it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're gonna try to re-sign him, but you also get to take one of them. Take it, you in the Cowboys. One thing about Deron playing is he wouldn't have to try out for the Cowboys. He wouldn't even have to work out for us, bruh. You have so much film on this dude playing against you.
Mm-hmm. It makes so much sense.
Like you have a ton of film of Deron playing, beating your ass. Like I'm just being real with you.
You literally have almost as much film on him as you do your own players.
Because you played him twice every year for the last 6 years.
Yeah, he been at least in 2018. So so you played him a gang of times. So you have all the film in the world that you need. So shit, you played him like 10 times. You played him 10 times. That's enough. All right.
Yeah. So I mean, I like it. You know what I'm saying? And now, I think now it comes down to the application. How does the Cowboys do it? Do I think the Cowboys write him a big check, write a guy like Deron playing a big check? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. For me, I would love for them to do it, but it's gonna be hard for me to believe that Jerry would do it. You know what I'm saying? If it was offense, I think if this was an offensive talent, I think I could probably give you a better chance of saying yes. But it's like, man, last year in the middle of the season, you clearly needed a middle linebacker. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If the Cowboys were to sign Deron Payne, I would be so happy. But in the back of my mind, I'd be pissed because I'd be like, damn, how the hell y'all not sign Raekwon Smith? If y'all would have signed Raekwon Smith, our ass would probably be playing right now.
Oh, my mama, we would.
Like, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. If the Cowboys would have signed Raekwon Smith, we'd be probably playing right now. Because I know for a fact that that damn Christian McCaffrey touchdown doesn't happen. That George Kittle touchdown, that big-ass play in the middle of the field, I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen because Roquan Smith's standing there in the middle of my defense. That's all I'm saying. Dak going to throw his 2 interceptions, though. That's not going to happen. That's still going to happen, though.
Yeah, but like you still win that game with better play calling as well. Because remember, he threw that interception on a 2nd and 2 on the 20-yard line in the red zone with three
Hmm.
timeouts. Remember, remember that because in a situation, and this was Schottenheimer, he would have ran the ball like 3 times.
Yeah. My boy says I can send you a screen. Okay, he says pain should be awesome. Someone named Henry using. Listen to me. I already told y'all there's a fake profile out there named Henry Hankins. There's a fake profile named somebody. It's a bunch of fake profiles out there pretending to be West Coast. But I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, man. If you know it's a fake West Coast, then don't entertain them. Just block them, man. Just block them. I get like 70 inboxes of people telling me, "Hey, West Coast, I just want you to know, man. I know already. I just need y'all to block. I just need y'all to block them, man.
Right, he can't feed the trolls, man.
Facts. Go ahead. Let's go. Go ahead, man.
Right. So like I would love for it to happen, but that is actually going to be the reason why I don't think it will happen is the money, right? Because he may not get 20, but 19, 18 is not outside of the realm of possibility because of the market value that he commands, right? His agent's probably not going to let him sign for
What's up,
for
Auntie Charlene? Go
right.
ahead.
They probably gonna let him sign for anything too low unless the guaranteed money is amazing, right? Like you might get away with 16, 17 million, but most of that shit gonna be guaranteed. Hey, Miss Auntie Charlene, I appreciate you tapping in. So I don't think it'll happen, but it's a move we should make, right?
Yeah, somebody asked me what was my thoughts on Michael Irvin. Honestly, I think that's his personal business, and
He done
you
sued,
know,
so we'll see.
yeah, he's suing for $100 million. I know that.
Yep,
And
that's
I
what
also
it is.
think, and I just think, man, I really don't know what happened. Because I don't really like entertain that type of stuff because it's not football. And it doesn't really, have nothing to do with my team right now. So I don't really like when I saw it, I was just like, oh, that sucks. When I just kept pushing, you know what I'm saying? But man, I see it like this, man. Any athlete or any professional in today's environment is subject to all types of things. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you don't have to be guilty or innocent in 2023. You just have to, if they can get that information out there before you can get it out there, you pretty much screwed. Like somebody could literally just make up something about you. And I'm not saying she made this up. I don't even know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that this 2023, these are weird times. You know what I'm saying? Where people can say almost anything and they ain't even got to have proof. You know what I'm saying? So I hope everything works out for whomever's at fault and not at fault.
Real talk. All right, and the next name that I brought up, right? Let's talk about DJ Shark. Now we seen DJ Chark. He is a wide receiver that just played with the Detroit Lions. Now, in terms of scheme fit, he would fit with what we want to do offensively. And he has the physical skill to be a very good player. Like he's about 6'3", runs a 4.3, right? He's a guy that made a Pro Bowl selection back in 2019. The issue with him is more so because this is actually a guy I think was going to be a Dallas Cowboy just based on this. He's a guy that will not have a high market value because of his injury history. Right. This is a guy who missed multiple games and multiple seasons. Matter of fact, I think he missed 5 games this year, if I'm not mistaken. But he's a good player. Like when you look at it, like he missed like 5, 6 games this year. He still had 502 yards. He averaged 16.7 yards a catch. He had 3 touchdowns. So, like he gave you pretty much what you got from Noah. Well, matter of fact, this he's actually bigger than I thought. They actually have him listed as 6'4". So he's a 6'4" wide receiver, runs a 4.3. He is a veteran wide receiver that has experience. He is a former Pro Bowler. So, like he would fit in the scheme that we want to run because he is great after the catch. He is a wide receiver that can run past the defense. They get caught flat footed. So, like he would fit the mold of a wide receiver you would see in a West Coast style offense. And Dallas Cowboys, I always talk about their willingness to take risks on players with injury history because of the quality of their training staff. Like we have a doctor on our staff that performs a lot of surgery for you know for players outside of Dallas. Like Dallas is like one of the best spots for sports science and sports medicine. So like we always have the edge there when evaluating players with injury history and things along the lines. That's why I feel like somebody like LVE, you know, they continue to keep him around. Right. That's why I feel like they were able to take a chance on the Randall Cobb, and Randall Cobb come in here, stay healthy, and have a resurgent season with Dak Prescott. Like we see this happen all the time in Dallas. So matter of fact, look on the defense side of the ball and Malik Hooker. This is a guy who could never stay healthy. Right. There was a guy before he got to Dallas could never stay healthy. Like we gave him a look around. We got him adjusted. We be able to keep him healthy this entire time. We have not heard anything about Malik Hooker having a this or having a that and having to miss prolonged amounts of time. So I'm okay with taking a flyer out on a guy that's not going to be super expensive, who is still young, under 30 years old, still has game breaking speed, still has size, right? So like he gets us bigger, he gets us faster, and he's already a perfect fit for what we want to do. So like he would definitely be a quality signing for us that a lot of people will just shrug their shoulders at because they're probably not in tune with who the hell he is. But I would definitely sign DJ Chart.
Yeah, I mean, and what do you think it take to get a guy like that?
Well, let's see what free agency thinks about him. Let's see what DJ Chark's market value is. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can find my guy's market value.
Tyrone says 8 milli.
He has a current market value of yeah, yeah. It's actually close to 8 million. But it's like $9.5 million.
That boy Tyrone's on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good call, Tyrone.
So yeah, if you're willing to pay Michael Gallup, and he gonna make like $16 million this year, if you're willing to pay Michael Gallup $16 million, for basically, a bounce back season, like you should be able to pay the run, not the run pain, but DJ Sharp, about $8-9 million to get him on your roster because you need wide receivers like him. Like I would rather spend the money to get him than to sign Noah Brown back.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about Noah Brown is that Noah Brown is a guy you need, but you don't sign him first. Like you need Noah Brown toward this is what I'll say about Noah Brown. If Noah Brown is your worst receiver on your team, you're in a good place, but he can't be one of your best.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what he was this season. He
Like
led to
he can't be one of your best receivers.
yeah, he was
And
second in
so,
our league. He was second on our team in receiving yards.
what about Jalen Tolbert? I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I feel sorry for the kid, but the Cowboys did exactly what I told y'all he was gonna do. And now the worst thing about Jalen Tolbert is now he's in between two offensive coordinators. So he's gonna have to hope that this next guy just really likes him. Because the next guy don't know who he is. Him and Sammy with the faux coup. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't know who these dudes are. So now they really gonna have to ball.
Don't know him from a can of
Like
paint.
Jalen's gonna have to really ball, bro.
And
Because now you have an offensive coordinator that didn't draft you, don't know you, just trying to put up with you.
pretty much. And then it's sad because he's gonna be playing in a very wide receiver friendly offense. So it'd be a shame if he didn't get an opportunity. But this is gonna be a lot of guys that are gonna look good at this offense just based on the kind of the kind of concepts we're gonna run. You're gonna see a lot of slants, posts, some corners, some sluggos. Like you'll see a bunch of for real. Like it's gonna be beautiful. Like the way the ball is gonna get
And
out
then he
that
said it's
Prescott
gonna be
again.
beautiful.
On my mama, like it's gonna be beautiful. Like and that's why I'm not worried about Dak Prescott, or I'm really not really worried about the passing aspect of the offense taking a step back, right? Because we're going to be doing things within Dak Prescott's wheelhouse. It's going to be timing routes. He'll know when he'll know, you know, 3 step drop. I get to the end of this drop back. Option one should be open. There's option one is not open. Option two should be coming open. Yada yada. Like with the West Coast offenses, there's not going to be a bunch of 7-step drop backs. You're barely going to see a bunch of 5-step drop backs. It's really going to be 3-step drops, a couple 5 steps, and the ball's coming out Dak Prescott hand precisely to where the where the wide receiver is supposed to be, right? But it's not going to be a bunch of option routes. Like the wide receiver has one option is to get his ass where he's supposed to be at. So it's not going to be a bunch of confusion, bunch of guys getting rerouted, bunch of guys giving up on the route. Like this is an offense that predicated on yak. Like throw the ball, let them run after the catch. That's why Tony Pollard. I'm willing to bet Tony Pollard has at least 600 yards receiving this year.
Facts.
Because listen, like it is called the long handoff for a reason. Your running backs, your slot receiver, they're going to be heavily involved in this offense.
Yep.
Crossing routes, over routes. Like you don't have to know. You don't have to run a bunch of beautiful artistic routes to be good in the West Coast offense. Just get open, get the ball, get downfield.
Facts. Well, yo, man, we've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Man. We gonna probably I'm gonna get on here later on tonight. I got a kids practice, so I'll have about 45 minutes to sit around. So you guys already know when I'm sitting, I'll be doing I'll be doing content. So I'll do a show later on today. So make sure y'all tune in. But he says, but hey, man, Henny, let them know where they can find you at, my boy.
Yeah, man, there's Hennythemoor over here on Facebook and HTM Sports on all other platforms, man. I also will be going live a little bit later on today. They had to jump on here with my brother West Coast to give y'all some good stuff. Hey, what's up, Bishop, man? I appreciate you tapping in with us. So yeah, hey, everybody show Bishop some love, man. He just entered the building. But yeah, man, so like you can find me there. I got a couple articles dropping on free agency. I'm gonna distribute them, over the course of next week. And I will be giving y'all content all weekend, man. I'll be doing a watch party for the Super Bowl, all kinds of stuff. So just tap in, man, and we gonna get it going.
Yeah, and I'm going down to the Super Bowl, man. So if we do a show, we do a watch party and they get it popping, man, I might be able to like go down there and we can figure something out because you can send me a link. I just wanted to make sure I could show on my page too. But as long as it shows on my page, I could probably have my TV, my camera on or something. I don't know. We can figure something out. Because if you can send me a link and I can get my lady to come in here and turn it on, then theoretically you could be live and I can be, how we are right now. I could just be walking around the Super Bowl and you could be asking me questions and I could be talking and stuff.
Boy, that's so true. Let's try that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's try that.
Because I can open the link from anywhere on the phone. Mm-hmm. So maybe we could do that as like a pregame show or something.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that, man. Let's see.
Hey, Henry Hankins is not West Coast.
Nah, Henry Hankins. Every time you see that page reported, all you got to do is say they're impersonating somebody that you know, and they should take it down because there's only one West Coast Cowboy.
Okay. All right. Well, shoot, man. Hey, you already know what it is. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You already know. Never look down because stars up. Peace.